Geek Dad Life presents Toy Geeks, a live toy talk show. Tonight we're going to talk about that new Moss Man packaging revealing a ton of new potential characters in the MOTU Origins line, including some of those awesome dinosaurs. We'll talk about all of that and more tonight on Toy Geeks. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toy Geeks. My name is Jay, and with me, as always, Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is my good friend John and his friend.
Hello, folks.
So John, like literally, like probably like 1 second before I hit the live button, John pulls out that thing.
He still works.
I'm guessing this was in a pickup of some sort for you recently.
My wife's aunt had found this. It's hers from when she was a kid.
Oh my God.
So they're here visiting with us right now, and she brought it for me. And it's in really good condition.
That looks like a repro or something.
No, it's
very nice.
It's an original Jerry Mahoney.
That's amazing. Great way to kick off this episode. Glad the mouth still works.
That's what she said.
Okay. We got
Take my little hand. Is it the doll from Goosebumps? Was that Jerry Mahoney?
It does look a lot like the doll from Goosebumps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. It has to be based off of something, or at least based off of that. Yeah.
He was in my office today.
Yeah.
I put him in the chair, and I turned the chair so it looked like so it was pointing towards the door. So anybody that walked by the hall got like the little stink eye.
Oh my God. Anyway, amazing. Hold on. Somebody said it. Where is he? Yeah. Bury that thing in a swamp or just sell it to somebody else. Yeah. It's haunted. That's haunted. All right. Let's say hello to the chat. Like, how can I even go forward with this show now? I have no way to move forward. Anyway, let's say hello to the chat. It's hopping as always, even while WrestleMania is happening. You know, I wasn't worried about the Super Bowl. I wasn't worried about the Oscars, but a little worried about WrestleMania eating into the audience tonight. But that's okay. We'll still be here to hang out and talk toys. Tonight, we got Nick, Adam, VC234, Boo Cat is here, Derek, VCG Cosplay, Sasuke Starkiller, Neil Hunter Hyde, Matt Bush is here, Tony Taylor, Space Cowboy, Flash is here, Happy Butters Blast, Lee Kakara, Overman ain't easy being cheesy. Oh, Lord. Adam Hamlet, Retro Action You say do. Overman, I'll do it again. Jamie Vaughn is here. Highly articulated. Colleen Helen Glatfelter in the house. Laura Alpha Magnus, Chinovo, Sean's Motto Bills, Andrews Gady's Toys, Pablo Gonzalez, Dorklair in the house. Nick is here. Scott. Dorklair, I think, also just did an interview on his channel with Hedgehog. I can't even say the word.
Hedgehog action.
Oh, good Lord. Other member or part of our community here. So go check that out. Nick Scott is here. Smoked Ham. Our Stump John stuff tonight, John, is from Smoked Ham. So be ready.
Oh, man.
Jamal's Toys. Mike Sula Bell is here. Overman Schillburgers in Paradise. VCG Cosplay. Comics, Candy Baby, and so many more. I'll be excited for Blue Beetle trailer to drop. Angry Elf, 80s Experience. Holy moly. Hopping as always. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us tonight. John, a lot of things to talk about, really. Like, I feel there's just one figure that seemed to have a crap ton of like potential reveals or hints to upcoming figures and in the line. As fully branded Mattel shills these days, it's good to be sensitive about what we can talk about. But I feel like they posted this, so we can absolutely talk about it. But there's some other things that have been leaked that at least I know I can't talk about. John, you could probably talk about because you didn't sign the NDA, but I signed the NDA.
But is it the NDA on the channel?
Huh?
Is the NDA on the channel?
I have to go back and read the fine particulars. They're
Well,
basically
I'll keep quiet on this episode.
they were like, please, can you not talk about this stuff publicly? And I was like, fine, I guess, if that's what you want. But you know what, John? I did read that thing. They didn't say I couldn't talk about them in my paywalled, non-public After Dark show. So tonight's GD After Dark, we'll talk about all those MOTU leaks. Okay. So if you want to hang out, talk about those MOTU leaks, become a patron if you aren't one already, and come hang out with us because we'll talk about them there. Okay. It's safe there. We just can't talk about it here.
Safe place.
It's a safe place, okay? Where nobody can find us unless someone shares the link with Mattel. So please don't do that, patrons. Trust is the honor system. But we'll talk about it there. You're the loophole, John. Got Jay to say, so I'm changing it back. Paywall's paying off, indeed. So we'll talk about it there. Okay. So we got that. We got the packaging reveals from Mossman. We got to talk about. We've got Superpowers Aquaman showing up overseas. Mm-hmm. Someone posted a little video about it, so we'll look at that. And Ryan Dole said in the Discord, is like, sorry guys, can't watch tonight. Going to WrestleMania.
Wrestling's happening.
Wrestling's happening. So this might end the streak where we talk about a Superpowers reveal, and Dole will not be here.
He'll be here in spirit.
In spirit.
Here he is, right here.
We need to have him voice that. Neca's Dungeons and Dragons put some pre-orders up and some new images for those figures. We also got to talk about Funko kind of having an official statement about the whole poster thing, which was the main theme of last week's episode. We're going to talk about that. I had an employee from Mondo reach out to me and talk to me about it a little bit. It was all off the record, so I can't say anything officially, but at least it'll kind of add some context to that stuff. I'll share what I think I can share from that, but also the official announcement pretty much is what that person told me anyway. So that's our list of stuff tonight. John, do you want to dig into it?
Yeah, let's get to it.
All right. So first up is this Mossman packaging reveal. Now, again, Roy Suarez on his socials has been posting a ton of packaging pictures post the big reveal day a couple weeks ago that John and I were lucky enough to be a part of. But none of those pictures had packaging. So now it's like Roy's turn to show off his baby and all of this, as well as Axel Jimenez. And, you know, for the most part, pretty cool. I just want to look at the Talon Fighter as well. But, John, this Mossman was just a treasure trove of goodies in terms of, you know, showing us potential new releases down the line. Now, I say potential because so far, John, and you tell me if I'm wrong, when they put things on the art, relatively in a certain amount of time, maybe a year or so, maybe sometimes sooner, we get that figure. Am I right in that assessment?
Yeah, it's at least a good gauge. You know, it's not just a little throw in. It seems everything is an Easter egg or a tease.
Yeah.
It's all we're seeing the pipeline on packaging.
Yep. And if that's the case, there's nothing official yet, but with Eternia coming in 2024, the 2023 being the year of the Snake Men or whatever, with these reveals as well as the Camel Con, it looks very much so like 2024 might be Powers of the Grayskull, year of Power of the Grayskull. I know this isn't a new thing, but our friends at Toy Habits, I think that was their theory on what the big reveal day was going to be a little while ago. So it's not a new idea, but this packaging, which looks absolutely beautiful, and it's different. It's something new, because it is an exclusive figure. It's a upcharge figure. It's exclusive to Walmart. which we got to give it an official every time we've got ourselves a retail exclusive. But luckily, they haven't been the hardest things to find.
Mm-hmm.
But John, what's your just before we get into the characters, what's your just thoughts on this kind of new approach to a kind of maybe a slightly upscaled figure?
Yeah. I really like the way that they did this. It's better than the Eternian Palace Guard packaging, where it was similar, where just like every Masters package that's not a carded, a carded figure, where it's a box with a window and the flap on the back.
Yeah.
But this one seems a little bit more narrower than the Eternian Guard.
Yep.
So it's a little bit, I think it made it nicer.
Yeah.
It seems, a little bit more sleek. I like the collector's edition or whatever that says on the bottom there. It's a nice display that they did a really good job.
Yeah, it kind of seems like, and maybe it's a little bit different, but it has a little it could probably sit in the same place of where a normal MOTU Origins figure would go on a planogram.
Right. It looks like it takes up the same amount of space as a card. The width. Yeah. The footprint, it's good.
Yeah. I agree. The collector's edition is nice. I like the moss-like fur, smells like pine there on the bottom. I love it. I love we got a little bit of wash on the Mossman head in package 2, which, it maybe didn't come across as much in some of the promo pics for the figure. But overall, I agree, John. I think it's a really neat looking exclusive packaging. Changes it up, pulls on some of the stuff done with the bigger figures, like you said, or the 2-packs and stuff like that. I just think it's really, really cool. Got ourselves a new member, Ken Jones, joining the GDL family. Remember, you've got family.
I got family.
With the GDL family. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Anybody else right now can become a member. It's $1.99 a month. You get cool things next to your name. Use cool emojis. It's fun. But yeah, I think it's really cool. And this Baker tapestry allowed them to showcase a crap ton of characters. And John, I guess we'll just go through an order as they are on the GDO website right now. But thoughts here on, I believe you have kind of like a childhood story with the Turbodactyl, right? That's like a childhood.
No, Bionatops.
That's right. But still, this is the second time Turbodactyl's shown up. I believe it was the CamelCon packaging. Turbodactyl was there. This is the second time Turbodactyl's been there. Thoughts on seeing Turbodactyl alongside maybe a deeper cut character, Skytree. This little section right here. Thoughts on Turbodactyl seems more likely than Skytree, but hell, I'm in for both. John, thoughts on these two here?
I mean, I think if they did Skytree, it could be just a cardboard backdrop. If it was part of a package, like something big enough that you could cut it out, or just have it as your background. That's fine. I don't need an actual plastic tree. That's but the Turbodactyl, I can't wait for dinosaurs. This is, we've seen them enough. It's stop teasing us. Just give us the dinosaurs. We know that Mattel does well with dinosaurs.
Oh yeah.
They can. I do want okay, so this is my problem where I'm so indecisive.
Okay.
The vintage Turbodactyl, Bionatops, Tyrannosaurus.
Yep.
They are perfect the way they are. Just, the vintage versions, just give us new ones.
Yeah.
But Mattel has a really great library of dinosaurs from the Jurassic line.
Yep.
Where, half of me says, well, give me an updated one. Like, give me a Turbodactyl that is just a giant pterodactyl that's got the bionic bits on it and the turbine engines on the wings.
Yep.
And just a lot of cool stuff. But then the other half says, no, I want a vintage one. I just want it to look just like the old one. So maybe, if we were able to get Revelation or Masterverse versions, I'm going to be greedy. So I want a Masterverse version
Yeah.
with like a nice Jurassic
Mm,
line
yeah.
reuse.
Yeah.
And give us an Origins version where it's just the old toy, just updated, where the head doesn't break off so easily.
Yeah. No, I think some people in the chat earlier today were like, "Oh, if it's Masterverse, I'm in," because people are all about the Masterverse now, which is great. It's great. I think it's a great thing. Brandon Charlene says, "I heard people say dinosaurs were only your release, but I had them all as a kid living in California." No, the dinosaurs made it to the States. Aside from Gigantosaurus,
He was never produced.
he was never produced, but the Turbodactyl, Biontops, and Tyrannosaurus all made it to the States with some regularity. Like I feel like they're not the easiest to find, but they're not impossible to find, right? Like they're
No, they're not impossible to find. I think Biontops is probably the easiest one to pick up.
Yeah. So yeah, they definitely made it stateside. I'm kind of, to me, I've heard the people say just use the Jurassic Park molds. And I totally understand that. But there's just something about like Gigantosaur that just is kind of, there is a charm to the way dinosaurs were portrayed up until God, what, the 2000s or whatever, when they started making them, I guess, more accurate to probably how dinosaurs would be. But I don't know, dinosaurs in the 80s, or really probably from the 20s to the 80s, just hit different.
Right.
They had this, they're more lizard-like. They weren't birds, just like big birds, essentially, which is what they are, like from a taxological perspective. Like, a chicken is a dinosaur. That's what they are. But there's just some big lizards that we, as we understood them in the 80s, that the original 80s toys captured, that I would kind of want it to be its own thing and not leverage the Jurassic Park molds.
Right.
Which I maybe I'm in the minority. I'd be curious to hear what the chat has to think. But to me, I want it to kind of have that 80s dinosaur style to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Where their proportions were off, and especially compared, like when you looked at Tyrannosaurus Rex compared to either of the others, where he was just so small.
Yeah.
And then you put your figure down into him, and it's all the proportions were off.
Yeah.
But that's with like you said, just about every 80s and prior dinosaur toy, whether it was made by Imperial,
yes,
any of the knockoffs. There's some really cool model kits of T-Rexes and things like that, and the proportions are all off in comparison to what's made today.
That T-Rex wasn't upright. They kind of had to balance themselves with the tail and stuff like that.
Right.
Like that kind of stuff. I freaking love it. I really do. But so to me, like a Gigantosaur, and seeing it here, I love the artwork. It's like straight out of the vintage figure, I guess the prototype figure. And I this is the first thing I saw. Like, out of all the images, they were all there in front of me, but I didn't give a crap about any of them, John. It was all this Gigantosaurus. And I want it so bad.
I do have a story about Giganotosaurus.
Oh, okay.
But I do, like, this is the one that I want more than anything. Like, I would forego the other 3 dinosaurs to get a Gigantosaurus.
Agreed.
And the one thing that I noticed about him first, the very first thing, is the cannon, the belly cannon, looks very much like the new double barrel cannon from Point Dread.
John, holy crap, you're right. Hold on.
Hold the phone.
Stop
the presses.
So we've only seen this thing in the Toy Fair guide.
Yep, from 1988, I think.
37?
I think this one was an 88 catalog.
88 catalog. And damn, John, you're right. That double cannon is darn near the same as the Talon Fighter double cannon that kind of came out of nowhere. That wow.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Damn, that has earned it. Here we go.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Oh my God, yeah, that would be amazing.
We got one piece. We just need the rest.
They knew they got to get some pieces pre-molded or already tooled, and that's somebody else's expense to maybe lower the overall cost of the Giganotosaurus. You're right. John has stumped Mattel. Wow, that's incredible, John. I think you're 100% right. You're 100% right. Because well, as people were saying, enhance. It may not be exactly the same, but it's pretty darn close. Like it's the same.
It's really close.
Like, wow. Good eye, John. Good eye. But another aspect of this thing is it is gigantic.
Yeah.
Like, look at it next to Titus and Megator.
Look at it next to the kids.
Yes. It is absolutely massive. I mean, I don't know if we ever got like official dimensions on this thing, but that has to be over 4 feet, if not 5 feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's got to be over 4 feet. It has to be.
I'm just trying to think. Like, there's you have tongue lasher in the thing's mouth. Like, how many? That's a 5-inch figure. Like, how many of those would go like from head to tail on that thing?
It could be like its own carry case. You just fill it up. You get where you're going, and you just open the back door, and everything pours out.
I mean, and if you think about displaying it, if you want to do the little cannon thing, like how tall is that when it's like standing up? Is it like that? Was it the Spin Master Godzilla? What was that huge Godzilla when the first Godzilla?
Oh yeah, that thing was like 52 inches long.
The
giant. What did they call that? It had like a certain name, not colossal size, but something like that. But yeah, it would probably be as it's standing. It would probably be around the same height, maybe a little bit longer in total.
Yeah. That's nuts.
We need somebody to do that. Do one of those pictures where you got to zoom in on the photo of He-Man in the gunner seat
in the belly, yeah,
and then you got to add up how many He-Mans there are there.
Yes, exactly.
And then we'll at least get his hip to nose ratio.
Another thing I always found funny about this dinosaur is his belly would pop out a gun, and then he had this little kind of like AT-AT side door that would come down. You can see Man-at-Arms there. And so, like, is he a huge robot? Like, he looks just like a standard brontosaurus, except, parts of his stomach unfold to reveal, I guess, a battle station inside.
Right.
Because like the other ones, you could see like techno bits on him, but I don't see any techno bits on this dude.
No, it's almost like it's like the RoboCop of dinosaurs, where he still has the dinosaur mind, but the rest of him was blown to pieces, and they rebuilt him, then put the skin back over everything.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, I don't care. Like,
I don't care either.
By how I want, if they do it, I want it to look like this kind of hokey, disproportioned brontosaurus.
Yeah, I don't want it to look anything different, because this it looks very like 1950s, like 1 million BC.
Yes,
almost Harryhausen stop motion look. That's what I want. That's what this is.
Yes.
If they made this look just like too real, it doesn't fit.
Yep. Agreed. And so the thought now is, if they keep it at this same scale, which, people are saying flag. I don't know if it's necessarily flag big, but it's big. A lot of plastic. this thing wouldn't go to retail, right? Would this be the second Mattel Creations exclusive MOTU Origins release?
Yeah, it would have to be. It would. Yeah, it would have to be. There's no way this would. There's no way like a store would pick this up as an exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they would sell enough, to do it any other way than crowdfunded.
Yeah.
Like this would have to be a creations project. But with that said, there's not a lot of moving pieces with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how they should keep it, just like this.
Yep.
I think it would keep the cost down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at, and we talked about the prices of Eternia endlessly, but
Mm-hmm.
the price of Eternia Eternia itself has a ton of individual pieces, a ton of
Yes.
moving parts,
Yep.
a monorail track, a ton of
Mm-hmm.
stuff at what, $500. This way less moving parts, but it is still huge. I would say like this would be like still $250.
Yeah, I was thinking $299 is what I would guess they would put this thing at. Because it's a hollow body, you're right. It's like it's not as many parts.
Mhm.
You could make it smaller in the sense that you could assemble it, so you can make the packaging smaller.
Mhm.
So it doesn't cost, I don't know, whatever their flat rate was it $60 plus whatever? Like, I think they could do it. Like, I understand they maybe not want to go retail, other than it's a dinosaur and dinos sell, and in most cases, Target especially, like MOTU's near Jurassic Park, so maybe they could this could be a tweener, It's
Yeah.
like, here's your Jurassic Park dinos, now here's your MOTU dinos.
Yeah,
But
if there was a way that Mattel was going to tie this into a second series just for reuse as like a kiddie Jurassic line,
ooh, okay,
if they could fit it in that way,
yeah,
just for like double dipping into the tooling,
yeah,
then I see it at retail for that. But I
yeah.
still think for the Masters fans, it would be creations first.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Boomstick Saint puts out a good point here. It's basically a large playset. Snake Mountain's pretty large, and it's only $80. Yes, but they went to retail with it. And Snake Mountain, I would still say, is smaller than this, even though Snake Mountain's more complex. I think it just comes down to, do they have the confidence, or can they sell retailers on it enough to be like, hey, we want to put this gigantic dinosaur at retail? And could they get enough orders of it in order to fulfill it? If they can't, or if they feel like it's too risky, then they might go the creations route, which then elevates the price because it's a smaller run than a full retail run like Snake Mountain would have. Right, John? Am I doing that math right in my head?
Yep.
Because I would say at retail, when you have the higher MOQ and you can make more of them, that brings down the price. And this could be $100 at retail, right? Because Jurassic Park has already done really big ass dinosaurs. I would say this kind of reminds me of the big T-Rex. My son has the big one where it has the mouth open and you throw figures down and it sits in its stomach. And damn, that thing was $60, $50, $60. Maybe it's more now. I got it whenever those first came out. But again, it's a mass retail release thing, and Jurassic Park prints its own money, so it's relative, but it would be cheaper if it was at retail. But if I was a betting man, I would say online only, Mattel Creations. So,
and either way, I hope it happens. I really hope it happens. Seeing this on the just this on Mossman's package was, I mean, chef's kiss, icing on the cake.
Absolutely. I think we're both big fans of when toy companies go back and release an unreleased figure. It's I think it's one of the coolest things. I love it so much. As someone that in the early days of the internet and started finding these toy guides, I'm like, oh my God, we could have had this. We could have had that. Like, that was it's crystallized in my mind, and it's one of my favorite things when toy companies do it. They bring back, or they release for the first time, a figure that never was released before. That's really cool.
So speaking of, I mentioned I have a Gigantosaurus story.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And so speaking of the early days of the internet,
Yeah.
a long time ago, like this is probably 1998, late 97, early 98. Cause I remember getting the internet at home in 97, and I was already hawking toys. That was the reason I got the internet, was to buy and sell toys. And so I found somebody, or it was on, I don't remember where it was. It was like a message board, or it was so like prehistoric in the internet buying and selling days. Cause most of the stuff that I was doing was like eBay was around, Yahoo auctions was a thing. But most of the stuff I was doing was still through Toy Shop magazine.
Yep.
And I found somebody that said they swore up and down that they had these prototypes from Mattel, and they had the Gigantosaurus and the Cosmic Key, the role play toy of the Cosmic Key. And they had pictures of them, both things that I had never seen before. They're not from this magazine, the Toy Fair magazine.
Yeah.
And they wanted $800 for both. So of course, back in those days, it was all money orders. And I said, I will take them.
Okay.
And then, so of course the money order gets sent. The person like ghosted me at that point. There was no, cause I had a phone number and I talked to the person.
Yeah.
And, they had sent me pictures.
Yep.
And so I agreed to it, and they were in the US. It wasn't like, somewhere else. They were in like Ohio or somewhere. I don't remember. But it wasn't like so far-fetched.
Sure.
So I believed it. I went to the post office, got the money order.
Yeah.
And I sent it.
Yeah.
And then like a month goes by and nothing.
Oh.
So I remember going to the post office and finding out, like, can I cancel a money order or find out if it's been cashed?
Yeah.
Well, at that point, it had not been cashed. Like, you can do it, and it takes a long time. It took like a week for them to find out it was cashed.
Yeah.
And then another week for them to cancel it. Like, there was still a way to do it, and then they like erase it out of the system. They figure it like, and I remember I had to do that another time with a bank money order. And I was so disappointed. Like, I wasn't disappointed that I had to go through all that stuff. I was just disappointed that I was never going to have this like in my hand. That was like, it was so crushing because I saw pictures.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when the person took off, like, it made me think, okay, so either they decided they're not selling it, they're not going to cash the check, but they're also not going to send it back to me because they just disappeared. And that was like the only conclusion that I came up with.
Yeah. Or did somebody like say, "Oh, you'll give you 800, I'll give you 3,000 or something."
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, that hurts. That hurts me, John. That hurts to my core.
But back then, like, I was buying stuff from all over the world through Toy Shop magazine. Like, I remember buying I bought both laser light figures from somebody in Germany with an international money order, and it took like 2 months to get them. And it was so normal.
Yeah.
Like, back then it was normal to send money orders out and then just cross your fingers because there was no other way to do it.
Sure.
There was no PayPal. It was the beginning stages of doing this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Woo. That's crazy. Like, especially for something like that, it's just so historic. Like, to have a Giganosaur in your hands.
And I remember the picture.
Yeah.
Like, it was the Giganosaurus, and it was like I took a picture right here. It was on a carpet, like
Wow.
it looked like it was in a bedroom or whatever. And I'm like, yep, that's it. And I saw the side door was open, and I'm like, going out of my mind, like, I can't
Yeah.
believe I'm going to have this,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
nothing.
oh, tragic. And and yeah, it's funny how things have changed. Like exactly. I used to send money orders all the time. And it
Mhm.
would be you just read descriptions. It was like a lot of times eBay listings didn't have pictures, and you would just have to try and
Exactly.
discern from
Mhm.
like, the written text on the listing. And you would send them. I was a teenager and I'd be going, to get a money order from the check cashing place and then like send it out. Um and it's amazing I didn't get scammed a lot. I don't know if I ever got scammed on a deal back then. But my stakes were never as high as having this potentially this very giganosaur.
Mhm.
Um wow.
The
Insane.
this the same guy, that worked at the post office then, when I was, like, 14 years old,
Mhm.
and go and get money orders. The same guy works at the window still.
No
And
way.
yeah, because I would be there, like, every 3 or 4 days getting money orders, and, like, he'll my mom will see him, because she has a PO box. She'll go in and see him, like, every whatever, how many days, and, like, he
Yep.
remembers, like, oh, yeah, he was the young kid that came in and would be like, "Can I have a money order for $400, and I need a money order for $600?" Like, "Where's he getting all this money?" "Well,
Got them D-rugs.
he's selling those toys."
Wow, that's a crazy story, John. Absolutely insane. We've been friends for darn near a decade. I've not heard that's a new story. I've not
Yeah, you've
heard.
never heard that one.
That's a fresh one. That's a fresh one. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, there's plenty of other stuff on here, and we got to dig into it. But Giganosaurus, please. I totally understand. Retail would be way cheaper. So I will not argue against that point. I totally agree. But if they don't feel comfortable doing it, I'd be okay with a crowdfund on Mattel Creations as well. Throw in
Yeah.
that Keklar, baby. I think somebody said that in the chat. All right. We've also got these two dudes. And I gotta give credit. Toy Sources is here in the chat. She does an amazing job on the Toy Habits website. She dug into this on this red snake guy. He's a wholly new original character. And I believe I think Toy Sources asked, and they don't have a name for it yet, but they're working on a name for this red snake dude. Cobra dude, which is a tail instead of legs. I freaking love this guy. I really want him. John,
Mhm.
what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I want more of these. Like,
Yes.
if snake men need snake bodies, it
Yeah.
it it just makes sense, right?
I may be a simple man. I just want my snake man to have snake bodies.
Yeah, I love this thing. I love this figure. Give it to
Um,
me.
yeah. And then we also have High Priest Nef2 or High Priest Pythonus.
Pythonus.
I believe we got him in classics, right? Pretty sure.
We got King Nepthu, which is the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know the
I think they're
relation
the
between
same
the two,
dude
but
or
it's
something.
I mean, King Nepthu is the same headdress, hat thing, the same collar. It's the same figure, but in human form, I guess. But I don't know what the relation, was he turned kind of like when Man at Arms was turned into Snake Man at Arms, or
Yeah.
Snake Tila was turned Snake
Mhm.
Tila? Is
That's
that the
how I
same?
kinda read it.
Yeah.
Um, I Flash Pythonus, same name for John's arms. Uh, here you go, Dad. Derek over. The thumbs behind my suspenders. I'm a big fancy city toy tuber, but my snake man needs snake bodies. I like Vipor. I love Vipor. I think I saw people say
Mhm.
Slithor. I like Slithor. Um, I like Slithor a lot. Mapper Gaming, yes,
Mhm.
Slithor.
Yeah.
But Snap.
Snip.
But yeah, I want this figure because I think we both love the Snake Men or Snake 4-pack with the Snake Armor He-Man, and there's the blue dude with the the camo con flared out head. It looks so freaking cool.
Yep.
Give me a red one. Give me a green. Give me them all. Purple one. Quip. Bang bang. Get out of here. Oh, Slithor is the blue snake in the forthcoming segment. Okay, I thought they just kind of.
So it's taken.
Taken. Ooh, venomous. I like that. Gary.
Steve.
Oh God. Snicked. You're right, Derek. We would need a snake tail pack if they do make them.
They should. They should make them.
Agreed. And then we've also got where is he at here? Do we not get a shot of him? Yeah, there he is. Red Shadow, an Axel Jimenez created figure. I don't remember when he did that post, but he kind of broke down some of the ones he created alongside like Angor that did end up getting made, but this one never got made. What was kind of cool is he had customs done, and one of them had flocking. It's kind of this wolf dude, right? You remember that?
Yep, I remember that.
So more flocking, yes, please. Another flocked character, kind of bluish, purplish. Hell yeah. I mean, asked a great question though. Why is Red Shadow blue? I don't know, because he is.
Maybe he just casts a Red Shadow.
Boom. There it is. Nailed it.
He kind of reminds me of the Masks of Power monsters. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit from that mini comic.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. And really, I think that's all of them. But that's insane, John, right? That one stinking figure had this many new characters on it. And so I really think now, again, I know we're kind of officially within the Mattel influencers sphere. But I can honestly say they have not given me anything else to reveal or anything like that yet. So this is being told from no place of I have some inside scoop. But it seems like this is so heavy on the powers of Grayskull. If I was a betting man, I'd be putting money that 2024 is Powers of the Grayskull, right? Like it seems like they're calling their shot a little bit, John. What do you think?
Yeah. That's what I'd say. I'm gonna say end of 2023. We'll see the end of the Snake Men packaging, and we'll get into the Powers of Grayskull package, just like what would have been late 87, 1988 with the Hero, Eldor, all that stuff, and we'll get the prominent Powers of Grayskull logo on the top with a smaller Masters logo. And that's what I'm really hoping for.
Yep. Agreed. I want Powers of the Grayskull is the never like I think Super 7 did a fun job with doing some of the figures, but I want it MOTU Origins Doubt. I want a Vac Metal Hero. I want it all. I want it all. Give it to me.
And I want it now.
Give me money, please. Grayskull, Powers of Grayskull, please. And yeah, you could make Cyclone a part of it. Like you could do all the original release figures you haven't done yet, but you could throw in all these other really cool ideas and concepts. Like just give it to me. I'm here for it. Pop actor, we generally aren't gonna comment on this dude anymore because it's clear that they were wrong. But yeah, 2 days later, and the line is continuing. Indeed. At major big box retail, no less, John.
Right. There's even an exclusive for big box right here on the screen right now.
Right here. Come on down. Big box exclusive. Oh my God. All right, John. I haven't done a like goal. There's nearly 500 people watching right now, even on WrestleMania Sunday.
WrestleMania night. The wrestling.
the wrestling is happening, and people are still watching. I appreciate you all watching right now. But John, I haven't done a light goal in a while, and I recently picked this thing up, and I'm curious to know if the GDL audience wants me to do a review of this toy. So if we hit, we're only at 119 likes right now. So John, name me a light goal for tonight. You pick it.
283.
Ooh, you're nice. I was gonna say like 350, but sure, 283.
But we're 45 minutes into the show.
Sure, okay, all right. Well, if we hit 283 likes, I will do a review this week, like by Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on how quickly I can do this stuff, of the new Spin Masters Batwing, baby.
Ooh,
John, I've got it. I've got it in hand. There's a little tease of it right here. I've also got the supposedly 12-inch scale Keaton Bats, which is a really fun figure. So if
hold on, that figure fits in there?
Barely, but it does.
But that figure came with that.
This is the figure that came with this Batwing.
That just looks ridiculous.
You think it's ridiculous outside of it? Wait till you see it inside of it, John. But yeah, I got this bad boy, put them together. I've already filmed the unboxing process and some other shots. So I will not share an opinion, but if you want me to do a review of the Spin Master Batwing, the big one, the big boy, hit the like button right now. If we hit 283 likes, there will be a review of this on the channel this week. Make me do more work, people.
It looks good,
right? I think it looks like this was $40.
Mm-hmm. Looks good for $40.
40 Durl hairs.
Better than 250.
Well, that'll be made. That'll probably be part of the review, John.
Okay.
Yes. Quip. Supposedly 12 inches. You sound like a jilted lover. Actually, I think it's scaled well. Like I do dig this figure. Seeing it in pictures, I was like, this looks better than McFarlane figure, and I think I still stand by that. So pretty, I don't know. So let me know. We do like it, people. $2 super chat from Dartherian. We're at 187 likes, got another 200 or almost another 100 to go. So hit that like button, people, if you want to see a review this week on Geek Dad Life. Okay. John, it is a shame Dole is all WrestleMania and he met WrestleMania-ing it up. Words are hard tonight. Because this a couple days ago, right? The somebody on the YouTubes, No Play No Gain, posted a video, and somehow it only has 381 views.
What?
I think mainly because it's I think it's in, I don't know what language it's in, so I'm not going to pretend that I know what language it's in. But yeah, they have an in-hand sample of that upcoming Aquaman figure that we talked about. God, what was it? 2 months ago?
Probably.
So it's been a minute since that. I feel like it's been a little while. And we're like, when are we going to see these figures? Some people were, I had somebody message me this week, like, hey, Jay, like, are you worried? Like, are you just going to cancel the line? Because, you know, it is plentifully available at retail. But somebody on the, you know, in another continent got their hands on this figure. Now, I did screen grab it so I can make it a little bit bigger than just on this screen right here. So let me pull that up right now. But I got to say, John, seeing it in hand, or this person having it in hand, is no play, no gain. I'm I don't like it. John, but let me put the caveat that this could be an early assembly like the remember Wonder Woman showed up a while back before it was officially released, and it didn't look as good as the final release. So maybe this is the same for this. So I think we need to put that filter on when we look at this. But just this figure, not a fan. John, your thoughts?
I don't like it. The the head, it looks very bootleggy. Like I don't know if it's because it just like the eyes just look like black eyes, like a doll's eyes.
Yes.
They're just dead. They don't look good.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like I'm excited to have another Aquaman that doesn't look too close to the vintage Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we just got like I think the McFarlane's Flash figure, the superpowers looks so much like the old one. There wasn't enough difference, but there isn't a lot different that you can do with Flash.
Yeah.
Outside of like if you unmasked him to have like a real different kind of variant.
Mm-hmm.
But with Aquaman, giving him the long hair is probably the biggest difference you could do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it looks terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping, you know, just like the Wonder Woman, when we see a final product, it looks a lot better. But right now, the entire chest, the upper body looks way too wide in comparison with the legs. Like he's Aquaman. This guy swims all day long. He should he should be a little bit more proportionate up and down.
You've seen water polo players, right? They're very broad chested, okay?
But it looks strange.
It does.
The whole thing looks kit bashed and doesn't look right.
Yep. I agree. Like the paint, like not doing the black on the trunks is kind of it reminds me of the Toy Biz one that also didn't do black paint on the trunks. They look cheaper because of it. So I think that's a miss on the paint. The middle section torso is much too big. It's out of proportions. Kind of reminds me of the Batman figure, where the chest was way too big on it. And you're right, the head, like just the sculpt on it just doesn't match the hair. It doesn't feel finished. So that's where I do hope this is it's an early out the assembly line, and clearly they probably want to tweak it. That's where I'm going to cross my fingers here.
Yeah. And it's kind of hard to tell. Can you zoom in anymore?
If I took let me take a screen cap of it. And then I can zoom because I can't zoom with video.
I can't tell if the beard is painted on or if there's any sculpting at all.
Well, let's go close up. He does a close up of it. There we go.
It's still hard to tell.
Yeah. It looks kind of painted. Because let's see, I'll try and get in close here, but it will probably pixelate as I try to jumbo size it. Where do those pictures go? Yeah, here we go. Okay. Let's look at his beard. It looks like there's some sculpting lines there, but it doesn't even have a mouth really.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. And like right now, looking at it right now, the neck doesn't. It looks like the head is photoshopped.
Yeah. It's not great. It's not great.
We're looking at it way too long. It's getting worse.
It's just not great, and we're just gonna hope it's a early off the assembly line, and McFarlane look like there's no way this can't do this and throw it away. Definitely, I saw somebody say probably too far back now, but like it was like a Nickelback. Look at this Aquaman. He's really terrible. Doesn't have a tan. Anyway, yeah, it's not great.
Every time I do it makes me sad.
Ooh, yes. There it is. Every time I do, it makes me sad. John, I have something to admit. You had a story that you told. I have one. I saw Nickelback live.
Oh, I did too. I have.
Oh, okay. Well, it brought me great shame that I went to see them. But go ahead.
What year?
It was in Raleigh. I don't remember. All I remember is I took my sister to go see them. So she was a teenager, so I don't remember exactly, but it was 2000s range.
Okay.
And she loved Nickelback and she really wanted to go. But she was a teenager and I was in my 20s, I think, at the time. So I was like, if she had a concert she wanted to go to, I would usually take her so that way she wasn't going, solo or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she really wanted to go for her birthday, and I was just like, so I did. I took her to Nickelback, but I sat down the whole concert.
Like,
I was literally like this. I don't approve. I'm just here to make sure my sister doesn't get kidnapped.
I saw them. They played. There used to be a festival in Boston, at Suffolk Downs, which is a horse or dog track, horse track.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a festival there called the Big Field Day.
Yeah.
And I saw them there. They were on their first album, Leader of Men. Their first single was The Happening Thing. So they were they were still way unknown in comparison to, a year later.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt no shame. It was just like, okay, well, that song is okay.
Yeah. And they're Canadian, so if you're Canadian, if you like Nickelback, I'm not trying to dump on you. I just, as a musician in a band, I was just like, Nickelback. So anyway, if you love Nickelback, I'm happy for you, and I don't want to poop. I don't want to yuck your yum. We're not about yucking people's yum here, so I apologize if I came on hard on Nickelback. Too hard. All right. Anyways. They suck. All right. Moving on. Neca put pre-orders up for 2 more other Dungeons and Dragons Ultimates. And we're proud that Entertainment Earth pre-order this affiliate people here. So if you go on this website, you can if you haven't gotten them yet, if you use the promo code GeekDad on Entertainment Earth, you can get free shipping over $39. But where it's really nice is if it's in stock, you get 10% plus the free shipping.
Mm-hmm.
So if you use that promo code GeekDad, that helps there. But John, I gotta say, now that Hasbro has shat the bed with their offerings for Dungeons and Dragons, I am 100% in on these NECA figures. They look incredible. And yeah, exactly. Brandon Sharp. NECA back. And I have them in hand. They're incredible. I pre-ordered these two because they look incredible as well. John, your thoughts on these? I think we saw them at Comic-Con, or was it New York Comic-Con? Anyway, we've seen them, but now we've got our first official images. What's your thoughts?
They still look great. Yeah, we saw them in the case at New York, I think.
I think so.
And I really need to get the first two. I've yet to get Warduke and Grimsword. I don't know if I missed the boat on these now because I don't know if they're still available.
I mean, they had Grimsword. They had a few Grimswords. They may even had a Warduke.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never seen them in the wild yet.
They were I was at the Six Forks Target in Raleigh. I was trying to find those like half off Dukes, but I came up short. I should have went to a different one after talking to Gary today. But yeah, they had Grimswords there in plenty, and I think Warduke was there too. So but yeah, they're still showing up. You haven't missed it, I guess is what I should say, John.
His hood,
Mm-hmm.
it almost looks flocked.
Like the texture in it, yeah.
Yeah, the texturing is really good.
I love the
Everything.
LJN figure, and I just love
Mhm.
what they've done with him here. He looks so cool.
Yeah, they got his expressions really good.
Yes,
Like
they nailed him.
especially that picture where he has the grappling hook, the rope going through his hands, and he has like that such a mischievous look on his face.
Mm-hmm.
This is such a good job.
Yep. Like
Yeah, that one right there.
It looks really good. Asian K, I thought Raleigh's in NC. I thought you were a Padres fan. I'm San Diego born and raised kid, but I've lived in Raleigh now for 20 years. But San Diego is still my home. My blood runs SD red. How about San Diego State Aztecs championship game? It's been an amazing run if you like college basketball. So go Aztecs, go San Diego State University. It's been a lot of fun for us San Diegans in Raleigh and San Diegans across the world. But anyway, that's besides the point.
I haven't kept up on any basketball at all. No March Madness.
It's been nuts. Like Aztecs have had a good team for a while, but this is the first time we've been the Final Four and now the championship game. It's been amazing. Yeah, Marshall Falk, SDSU, yeah. Or Kawhi Leonard. Also, anyways, I can talk about San Diego crap forever. I'm not going to do that. But I also love Raleigh. Raleigh's, it's kind of same for you, John. It's like the Massachusetts, that's that's home.
Mm-hmm.
This is also your home, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Stu, you don't watch basketball. Stop playing.
No, I don't. What at all? None. But sometimes I might, like during March Madness, like if they're talking about it on the news or something, like who's in, the final brackets, like I might listen to it, but I have not cared a single sliver this year.
Just go watch. Well, yesterday we won and got into the championship game with a buzzer beater. It was insane, and we were losing the whole game, never in the lead, and buzzer beater was the first time we led. It was incredible. Anyway, Strong Hearts looking very strong. This figure looks amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is the figure that makes me think that Neca could start their own series similar to like a Mythic Legions.
Ooh.
Just like a new line. Just go ham on the medieval this world.
Mm-hmm.
Not taking away anything from Mythic Legions, because those are all awesome too.
Yeah.
But this figure looks like great.
Oh, he looks so good. So good. So again, it's kind of nice when it's not nice. I don't want anything to fail. But from a collector and like having a certain finite amount of money perspective and space perspective, it's relieving when the maybe a more cluttered field gets removed and you can focus on one thing. And these NECA, I mean, the War Duke and Grimsword is amazing, and these look amazing as well. So I'm all in. So here you go, Flash. I love this. Yeah. Call the line affordable legions. Oh my god.
Good call.
We're at 226 likes, people.
Come on, folks.
50 some odd away, maybe somewhere in there. What's that? I can't do math. Maybe 60. Get your likes in. Still over 440 people watching right now. So hit the like button, everybody, if you haven't done it yet. Do it. Do it.
Just a click. Just a click away.
Really, it's nothing at all. It's nothing at all. All right, John. So we did it. Our main lead story last week was the Mondo or Funko laying off the top poster people, and that was what the rumor that was going around. And I do have a button for that one. Rumor has it. Because that's what was said by some of the people that were laid off. And literally not, our friend of the channel, Mad Hatter, mentioned it during and not the next day, on my birthday, actually. One of an employee or somebody with the Mondo side of things reached out and said, "Hey, I'd love to chat, just to kind of give you some understanding of what's going on." And I'm not a journalist, but I try to do this thing with a journalistic integrity of what I understand of it, especially with Colleen. She studied journalism in college. So I understand it from her perspective too. But I asked, like, well, can this be on the record? Can you come on the show? Can we talk about this publicly? And unfortunately, no, it had to kind of be all off the record. But they said, hey, just so, like, out of the conversation that we had, there will be an official statement soon. They're working on it right now, and the official statement will come out. But in the gist, without giving up too much information, or the pertinent or more personal information, the people impacted was not the whole poster team. The poster team will continue, and the toy team is doing great. The revenue's there, and no one should be worried about any pre-orders. And then so there's this official statement that said essentially similar to what they told me. So that's from their perspective. That is directly from them. That is what they have said. I know some people are like, I still don't believe you. And I think that's fine too. I think there's words and you have to back up those words with actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this is what they've told us. We can take it at their word. But we also have to see actions back up that word, right, John? That's how I kind of feel about it.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, anything that's going to come from Funko overseeing Mondo, because we can't just see this as a statement from Mondo. We have to see it as a statement from Funko.
Mm-hmm.
So we need, like, everything will have to be like, we need like actual proof.
Mm-hmm.
Like, statements are one thing, but when we see results or proof of anything after, that's our real answer.
Yeah. Right. And so if posters are still going, that's great. So we'll still see posters. We won't see it kind of get shuttered. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we'll see it, right? Or the toys, we'll see it, and then that'll kind of back up the statements. And
Yep.
I will say though, like, I don't think this person was trying to sway me or make or be or lie or not be disingenuine. It's very genuine, very real. There was no feeling like it was this fear coming from on high. It's just like, hey, I don't want anybody to feel like you're not going to get your pre-orders or something like that, because like things are fine. It's just it kind of blew up, which I've seen happen too.
Yeah.
So, but I did want to at least talk about it, because there's an official statement, and there was someone that reached out. But anyway, I think that's it, John. Before we get into anything else you want to say about this?
No. Like I said, wait and see situation.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I think there's this perspective, like Deep Art says, until we see actions, it all just feels kind of gross. Feel for all the creators at Mondo. And yeah, I think that's what we worry about, right? That's what we worry about.
Yep.
Because it is a very creative first company, and I think we just don't want to see it get. We had this worry before any of this stuff with Funko, right?
Right.
So I think we just any inkling of that is concerning. But yeah, 40 likes away, everybody. What'd you say? Was it 285? Is that what you put it at, John?
283.
283. Okay, definitely doable, because you have to want to see me do a review of this thing, right?
I want to see it.
I want to see it.
This usually I wait to watch your reviews until I buy it, if it's something that I'm going to plan on buying. But this one I want to watch beforehand.
I mean, for $40, John, I don't think you need to wait for. Just do it if you see it.
I have to find it. I have yet to see it anywhere.
I did it online. Like I didn't find it in store. Like,
Oh, you got it from
yeah.
Target online?
I don't know if he's watching. I'm Mr. Home Arcade. I gotta give him credit. He sent me a message like, "Hey, it's back online." I was like, "Thanks, brother." And then I went and got it. Toy Collector magazine feels like a salary dump. A lot of long-time employees being shown the door, and that's true across the board, right? Like it's just it's tumultuous time. I just showed up and hit the like button. I want to see it. Boom, Mr. I'm like, thank you. And it's because of you that I have this thing. So it's your fault, my friend. It's your fault. Giraffe. I'm going to the Everett dump. I'll make sure to get everyone here a Battle Cat and Trap Child once Funko drops them off. I love Mr. Home Arcade. Yes. Such a unique voice within the toy collecting community. An amazing patron, a producer level patron for Geek Dad Life. And yeah, great individual. Schillburgers in paradise. We need Toy Gear to make a video about Mondo dying so we'll know that everything is okay.
I'm sure it's coming.
Oh my god. It's back up on the Target website.
Oh.
So there you go. Boom. Again, thank you, Mr. Home Arcade. Let's see. 266, 20 away. And there's only one thing left to do, John, tonight.
That's right. Try and redeem myself.
I think you, I don't know. Maybe you won't. I don't even know anymore. I don't know what's real anymore, to be completely honest. But before I do that, I do want to give one more plug. I know there are leaks for MOTU Origins, but given the NDA that I signed, I mean, I could probably still do it, but I want to be respectful. And there's future unveilings that will happen at some point, I assume. So I do want to still be a part of it because it was so much fun. But they did ask that we wouldn't comment publicly on leaks. But does it mean I can't do it behind a paywall that's not public? So for our GDL After Dark, we'll talk about the MOTU leaks. So if you want to become a patron, there's a link, patreon.com/geekdadlife. I don't know if Colleen's still in the chat. Maybe she should put that link in the chat again. But for $5, you get to do this every single week. John, I have another really good idea for the Patrons Plus this week. I'll talk about it in After Dark. But it's related to this bad boy right here.
That's the Gargoyles game?
The Gargoyles game. But I met up with Dan Crisbeck. So I don't know if he's here right now. Because mine's sealed. He had an unsealed, like it's not in Selena, but it's still sealed here. But I think that's going to be what we do with the Patrons Plus, which will then be a Patreon exclusive video. So love that. Yeah, there we go. There, Colleen put up there. Patreon.com/geekdadlife. If you're in the chat, you just click on it. $5. Come hang out with us while we talk about those MOTU Origins leaks. There's tons of patrons in here right now, so I know a whole bunch of people are going to come hang out with us as we talk about that. But if you aren't yet, come $5, $5.
Only
That's
$5.
Like, in today's economy, that's like half a cup of coffee. Really well worth it. 10 more likes, people. We're almost there. Hit that like button if you haven't done it yet. All right, John. Enough yammering. Are you ready?
Yep. Ready.
It's that time again. It's time to test John and his knowledge of all things toy accessories. He used to be an expert, but lately he's been floundering. And we like to challenge him continually, even in that floundering, on a segment we like to call Stump John. So everybody, everywhere, all around the world, it's time to do what? It's time to Stump that John! All right, John. Today's stumpage has been sent in from none other than Smoked Ham. We sent some in a little while ago. We did. And only three accessories.
When the less there is, the harder it is to
I
win.
know. Less room for error for sure. But let me pull them up here. 3 accessories. I would say all 3 are within your wheelhouse of eras. You know, like it's in your. It's not like something from 2011 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. But sometimes they're too obvious that I
Yeah.
should know it, and I don't.
Yeah, no, I agree. Got to nickel that back tonight. Oh, and we hit it. 283. So now this week there will be a review of the Batwing from Spin Master, the big one, not the little one. I gotta be completely honest. Like, why would you buy the little one if you can get the big boy? Just say. All right. Let me pull these up. Oh, let me hide the other ones. You got this, so I believe in you. I believe in you, John. It could happen.
That is from Chuck Norris and the Karate Commandos.
Boom. 1 down. Next one.
That is from what's the company? It's from Flash Gordon anyway.
It is.
Is it Galoob?
They didn't put the brand, but I think you're right. It is Galoob. You know the person it goes with?
It might be Flash Gordon. There was only a few figures from that line.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. But multiple figures came with that board.
Yeah. Yep.
But that's all you're getting out of me.
Okay, I'll give it to you. It is Flash Gordon. It's the a female figure, Princess Thundar.
No, wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah.
Maybe Flash comes with a red one.
Okay. Last accessory.
I was on a roll too. I don't know.
Come on.
I have no idea.
Okay,
Is
it's
it
a bow and arrow?
Is it Waterworld?
It is Waterworld.
Get out of here.
It is.
If all else fails, guess Waterworld. Maybe Smoked Ham threw that one in for me.
I think Smoked Ham did for sure. Yeah, it's Waterworld. And it goes to Nord.
Nord. Yeah, that was. Is that the guy with the blonde, like the shoulder length blonde hair?
Yes.
I kind of remember that figure.
Yep. I'll pull them up real quickly. Put pictures with the figures. Hold on. But yeah, so these 3 belong to, hold on, share screen. Yeah, Nord, you're 100% right, John. Shoulder length hair and a sweet bow and arrow. Frank D. Nord is the guy with the VPN. And then Princess Thundar, very Thundarian, and of course Chuck Norris. John, you got your mojo back, baby.
Finally. And Dole's not even watching. What the hell?
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what you need. You need Dole to not be here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In spirit, he just felt the disturbance in the force from WrestleMania.
Feeling I've not felt since. Oh my God. All right. John, that will do it for this edition of Toy Geeks. Remember, we have our after show for our patrons. Join for $5 or more a month. I got toy hauls to share too, but we're going to talk about those leaked images from MOTU Origins, and maybe there's those new images of those turtle figures, which again I will not share on this channel till they're official because I don't want a copyright strike. Maybe we'll talk about them over there for After Dark. So come hang out with us. Try it out. And if not, no big deal. We'll see you here on the channel. Make sure you hit subscribe and the bell so you don't miss any future episode, including the review of the Spin Master gigantic Batwing That video dropped this week because we hit our like goal. Thank everybody for liking. Thank everybody in the chat for hanging out and talking with us. And until next time, hasta luego. And goodbye. Have a great week, everybody.